welcome for our English listeners. We'll have an interview now with Mike and Devon from ArenaNet. Mike is Q&A manager and Devon is content designer, and they'll give answers to some of our questions.
My name's Devon. I'm a content designer.
My name is Mike. I'm the Guild Wars live team producer and the ArenaNet QA manager.
Alright, so you're working both at Guild Wars 2, and I think you're playing it a lot as well at the moment. Do you have any raid that you like the most? Or any profession you like the most?
Well, I'm a big Elementalist fan. I don't know. I like being able to switch between the attunements and kind of play drastically different play styles depending on what I'm doing at the time. I also just generally like ranged characters as opposed to close melee classes.
I'm really a fan of the Ranger right now, especially because of all the things that we're kind of doing with the pet system and really being able to like Devon, take shots at creatures from range and really kind of get on and put the damage from there.
Okay. Could you tell us anything new about the races? So if I take an Elementalist that is a human, how is he different from an Elementalist that is a Char? Could you tell us anything about that?
Well, so some of the skills that you're going to get are going to be race specific. So that will give you some indication that your skill bar is going to be a little bit different if you're a Char Elementalist than if you're a human Elementalist, and possibly some of the traits as well.
We already talked to Randy, and he told us that not every character will be able to wield every weapon. Will the weapons also be race specific? So can a human warrior wield another weapon than a zero warrior?
No. So the weapons will only be limited by class. So any race that's the same class will be able to use the same weapons.
Okay. Will there be two-handed melee weapons like great swords or polearms or anything like that?
Good question. I don't know the answer to that one off the top of my head.
Okay, can you tell us anything about elite skills? How do I get an elite skill? And
the way you get elite skills is going to be the way that you get any other item in the game. So these can be either like a book that comes off a monster, or something you get off a trainer, or something that you encounter in the world. So there's going to be very diverse ways that you're going to be able to pick up the elite skills.
Okay, in the demo we saw that you had some skills that had a cooldown of like 270 seconds. Will there be a lot of skills that have a rather long cooldown?
That's really being worked on right now. So the balance of how the skills are going to be and when their cooldowns are is something that's still up in the air. Anything that's really coming off your weapons, I don't anticipate being that long. I think it's really going to be kind of the utility skills, because those are really going to be situational that you want to feel like, okay, you're going to be doing something spectacular here in a minute. Right?
Yeah, and that's true with the elite skills, which are going to not only generally have long cooldowns, but also use up a fair amount of energy, so that you feel like you've really used something that you can't use all that often, but it's super powerful.
Okay. If you saw from the demo, like the Elementalist turning into a tornado and really tearing it up, I mean, you can output a lot of damage just by running through an entire grid of bombs.
Okay, in Guild Wars 1, when I did fight a boss and I defeated him, I got a moral boost and my skill set recharged completely. Will there anything be like that, a moral boost or something, when I kill a dragon, for example?
I don't think that's out of the question, but I don't think we know it yet.
Okay, working on the whole game, how long does it take you to create a complete world? The world map is rather big.
You have to be more specific than that. Are you talking about like the content within the world, or are you talking about the maps? Or
the maps as a whole.
The maps are extremely large and they're much more detailed than they were in Guild Wars 1. So because of that, it does take a significant more time for them to actually develop. I believe it could take anywhere up to like 1 to 2 months, but that's a question that's better answered by Daniel, because he'd know for sure.
Yes, I mean the amount of time varies depending on the map, and especially we also, while we're going through the process, I mean a map's never really finished until a long time after it started. You have kind of a first pass that'll take a while, but then as content's being built and things are changing, we go in and we talk to the map artist and say, hey, I need something in this area that's something to be changed here. So it's an ongoing process that takes a fair amount of time.
Okay, what is the thing you two like most about working at ArenaNet and Guild Wars 2?
I guess the best thing about ArenaNet is just the job culture. I mean, it's a really fantastic place to work. It's a place where everybody who's there really loves their job and is having a good time doing their job. And I mean, it's also a place where you're treated really well and the company takes care of you. I mean, I started, Mike actually hired me in the QA department and now I'm in the design department. And you know, that's not an uncommon thing at our company. And that to me is really fantastic. It means that they really believe in what we can do as individuals and they want to see us grow and become even better. So that's, I think, my favorite thing about the company. My favorite thing about the game, I think I am constantly blown away by how good our game looks, especially things like the Shatter, the Dragon Boss that's in the char map that we're showing in the demo. It's just, when that stuff comes together, it still blows my mind, even though I see it in progress over long periods of time. It's still pretty amazing.
I need to kind of echo what Devon just said about like the company culture is just fantastic. Colin kind of hit on this in his Q&A a day or two ago, but like QA is just really treated with a lot more respect than I've gotten from some of the other companies I worked at, and we're a key portion of like the development process. So when designers are going through ideas, they'll be using us as a sounding board. Hey, how do you think this is going to work, or do you think this is going to have problems? When we implement it this way. So we'll be coming back and saying, hey, this is a really cool idea, or maybe try tweaking it a little bit in this direction. And they've been really receptive with the feedback, specifically with how like some of the usability stuff has been fantastic. You kind of stand up at the end of the day and go, look, I was able to instrument this change because of some suggestions that we were able to raise. Moving on to what I love about Guild Wars 2 is I think it's the next evolutional step from what we were trying to accomplish. Like some of the main goals that we tried to accomplish with Guild Wars 1 are still alive today in Guild Wars 2. And seeing the evolution of, okay, we tried a bunch of things in Guild Wars 1, some of it was super well received, some of it just didn't come out the way we originally planned it. And seeing that evolution into Guild Wars 2 is just really cool. And then the same thing with the lore. Like we're really big on throwing as many little tidbits as we can and little bonuses to the players. So when you run into such items or situations that you'll recognize from Guild Wars 1. But someone who is coming brand new to the world isn't necessarily going to be missing out. They're just going to have a different perspective on, hey, look, there's some history here, even if they don't really understand it.
Here at the Gamescom, you have a lot of community all around you and talking to lots of them. Do you have anything you want to say to the community?
Just that we're really excited that you guys are as excited about this game as we are, and we can't wait until we can actually get the whole thing out to people. But it's been absolutely fantastic, the response we've gotten here from people, and to see everybody and to talk to people. So keep enjoying what we put out, and we'll keep making the best games that we possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, the reaction of the fans and the press and, just everybody at this convention to what we've released and announced and shown, it's just been overwhelming. I mean, during the demo, we've had the entire studio switched from, Pacific Standard Time to the local time up here so they could be playing with people who are up at the demo stations. So we've been feeding off this adrenaline, and same with people at the studio. Like, I've been taking tons of pictures and sending them back, and they're just excited about it. I mean, it's just, the reaction that we're getting is just, it's so, I don't know, there's no really word that can describe it. It just makes us so feel proud of what we've been able to accomplish and just make us, that much more excited to get it out to you guys soon.
Okay, thank you very much for the interview and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.